Hello everyone, my name is Chin Valdez, and today we're at world level 40, so we're gonna be talking about our level 40 Magic Swordmaster build in Dragonist Mobile Classic. So I want to start off with the warrior skills. So it's pretty much the same as our previous build video, except now with the addition of Highlander. So this is a very overpowered skill. It gives yourself and your allies 15 seconds that prevents you from dying. And actually, instead of dying, you will be left at 1 HP. So definitely a must-have skill. So you're gonna want 45 SP here if you want to get the ultimate skills later on in the Swordmaster tree. So it's pretty much the same as my previous video. We still have our passives here unlocked and maxed out as well. HP, the MP, aerial evasion. We don't really need our damage skills here too much. Maybe the most important skill here would be Circle Break and Impact Wave. But otherwise, you would barely be using them anyway. Circle Break is great for clearing multiple trash mobs. And I use Impact Wave when my other skills are on cooldown and I'm at range. And since we're a Magic Swordmaster, it's also your only warrior skill that scales off of magic attack. So these are the only warrior offensive skills I actually use. Circle Break, Impact Wave. Maybe I also use Heavy Slash to stun a few enemies. But since it's physical attack scaling, I didn't really put too much points into it. It's really just there to stagger a few enemies when I'm doing my combos in PvE. But otherwise, focus on maxing out your passives and your utility skills. Now we're at level 40, we actually get relieved to level 2, which cuts down its cooldown to 35 seconds. So this is also an extremely useful skill in PvE. Now moving on to the gigantic game changer when we hit level 40 is finally unlocking our ultimate skills. So for the Magic Swordmaster, on our way to the Moonlord later on, our ultimate skill is the Great Wave. So Great Wave basically summons 5 massive sword explosions and then 1 final sword slash when you press your normal attack at the end. Each sword explosion is basically as strong as a Half Moon Slash. And Half Moon Slash was recently our most powerful skill. So Great Wave is definitely a gigantic game changer, as we'll see later on during our showcase. So everything else is pretty much the same as our previous video when we discussed our whole skill tree here. Moonlight Splitter still being our most damaging skill. It has the shortest cooldown, it deals a lot of damage, followed by Crescent Cleave and Half Moon Slash. So I've pretty much covered the basics in our previous video, which is also our PvE Magic Swordmaster build guide. So if you haven't seen that yet, be sure to check it out. But this time, since we're at world level 40, we actually get our Brave and our Provoking Slam to level 3. So why didn't I pump more skills into Cyclone Slash? Cyclone Slash actually deals the least amount of damage when it comes to our Magic Swordmaster skills here. So every level of Brave actually increases the additional damage we deal by 5%. So initially at level 1, we were dealing 100% more damage, but this time we're dealing 110% more damage. And it also increases the buff duration by 1 second every level. So instead of 8 seconds, it's now 10 seconds. So if you remember from our whole combo setup with our Magic Swordmaster, normally I'd use my Provoking Slam into Brave into our Half Moon Slash. But since now we have our ultimate, we pretty much do the same thing except now into our Great Wave. And with whatever few seconds we have remaining, we go into our Half Moon Slash. So that's going to be 10% more damage on our Great Wave and Half Moon Slash compared to if we had this at level 1. Not to mention, it also has a pretty wide AoE, which is also great for clearing trash mobs. Now into the Provoking Slam. So Provoking Slam has pretty short cooldown at 15 seconds. And this time from level 1 to level 3, the damage debuff is also increased by 5% per level. So initially at level 1, we are applying a debuff on enemies that makes them take more damage. So at level 1, it was 20%. At level 3, it's now 30%. And this is a debuff on the enemies. So the thing is, it's not just you that's going to be dealing more damage on the enemies. It's your whole team. Your whole team will be dealing more damage by 30%. So in the whole macro scheme of things, if you're aiming for more damage, more DPS, total damage output, you're better off spending skill points on Brave and Provoking Slam compared to putting it into Cyclone Slash. Now everything else is still the same. I have my Dash Slash and Dash combo just at level 1. It's really just there for clearing trash mobs. Eclipse is here for grouping, so we also have that at level 1. Parrying is here just for a prerequisite to parrying stance. We've talked about in the previous video how overpowered this is. And I've pretty much maxed out all of our main damage skills here except Cyclone Slash. We also have the addition of Counter Exile. It's great to have, not really too game changing. And we've also talked about why I did not go for any of the physical attack skills here. Of course, these skills here on the left all scale with physical attack, and our build does not scale with physical attack. So we don't have too much strength. We don't have too much physical attack stats, and the damage just isn't there. So the skill points are better off used elsewhere. Now here's a pretty hot topic I want to talk about. So I'm not running the full Cerberus or Minotaur accessories, and my rating would actually shoot up much higher if I was running all 4 Cerberus accessories. But I want to talk about stats. Now let me pull someone up here who's probably running Cerberus accessories. Maybe let's check out this guy. So if we check out the Cerberus accessory stats, it actually gives a lot of stats. Don't get me wrong, it gives a lot of rating, it gives a lot of combat rating, it gives a lot of stats. But there are stats here that you wouldn't really need, especially if you're going to be running as a Magic Swordmaster DPS. So there's going to be stats like Strength, Paralysis Resist, Stun Resist, Critical Resist. You're going to be in the back lines. You know, if you're running Magic Swordmaster, you're pretty much a ranged class. You're actually at the back, kind of like a mage or an archer. You have ranged skills with your Moonlight Splitter, your ultimate, which is Great Wave. All of these are ranged skills. So you wouldn't really need your defensive skills too much, especially if your team knows their role and if you know your role. So there are these stats that you wouldn't really utilize too much. So the main stats that you would be wanting as a Magic Swordmaster is going to be agility and intelligence. And if you look at the Purgatorial Cerberus earrings right here, you only get 13 agility, 24 intelligence. But if you take something like this level 30 intellect violet earrings, and there is a level 40 version, right off the bat, you already get 26 agility and 96 intelligence. So while it doesn't have as much stats as the Purgatorial Cerberus earrings, the main stats that you would actually want are actually greater. You get 96 intelligence from this one, and it's only level 30. It's not even the level 40 version yet. If I'm not mistaken, there's probably like 200 intelligence or something for the level 40 version. Or at least over 100 intelligence. So it's going to be the same for all the other accessories. You get 18 intelligence here, 10 agility here, 12 magic attack. So these are the main stats that your Swordmaster would want. You're not really going to want too much attack power, strength, maybe not even too much vitality, right? Now if you take a look at this is just a level 30 severe violet ring. We already get more intelligence, more agility, and more magic attack. For this ring here, we get more intelligence and even more magic attack. Now here's where it gets a little bit interesting, because the Purgatorial Cerberus necklace does give you crit and all 4 stats again, including the stats that we need, which are intelligence and agility. But only 23 intelligence and 12 agility. 276 critical can be offset by a certain level of agility. But if you look at something like this level 30 intellect violet necklace, which gives you a whopping 134 intelligence and even more agility, again at 37 agility. And this is only the level 30 version. So I have to keep mentioning this because there is a higher level version. The higher level version gives you 200 something intelligence and also more agility. So as we can see, we do get a lot more stats that our Swordmaster needs by going for these accessories that we get from Chaos openings. But one thing we have to consider from the Nest accessories are the set bonuses, because we don't get set bonuses from the Chaos opening accessory. So if you look at the 2-piece set bonus, we actually get a much coveted final damage 87 here. The 3-set bonus gives us more stats, again being strength, agility, intelligence, and vitality. And the 4-set bonus gives us elemental damage attack. Now our Swordmaster does not use elemental damage attacks. Light attack is for clerics, dark attack is for force users, and fire and ice attack is for elemental lords. We're not gonna be benefiting anything from the 4-set bonus. And the 3-set bonus isn't all that great either. So one thing to consider is maybe to go for a 2-piece set bonus just for that final damage stat, because final damage isn't easy to come by and is definitely much needed by your magic Swordmaster. I haven't really been able to get my Cerberus accessories yet because I haven't really been playing too much lately. But now Cerberus runs are such a breeze because of our level 40 ultimate skills. And that includes Cerberus Hell runs, which is where we get the accessory material. Now it was confirmed by our viewers when I was live streaming earlier that the suffixes are random and they do appear when you craft the equipment, so that's pretty unfortunate. But the suffixes that you're gonna want are most likely gonna be wind, intellect, magic power, and fatal. Now for heraldries, it's still pretty much the same as my previous video, only with the addition now of the Great Wave skill heraldry. And I have also added Tent for more magic defense and Bear for strength because of lack of better heraldries to slot in. So again, for the basics and the fundamentals of this whole Magic Swordmaster build that I'm cooking up, be sure to check out our previous video. We have our main damage skill heraldries here, of course, being Crescent Cleave for more damage, Moonlight Splitter for more damage, Half Moon Slash though again, action speed increase, so basically reduces the whole cast time animation. It does have quite a cast time on it, and oftentimes you will get knocked out of it, so if you could get it out faster, the better. The Brave cooldown heraldry just makes our whole skill rotation a lot smoother. You get one skill rotation where you don't have it on, when it's just provoking slam into Half Moon Slash, and then you're guaranteed to have Brave on your next skill rotation. So I think the Brave cooldown reduction heraldry is definitely a nice quality of life heraldry to have, just for the smoothness of your skill rotation. Now for potentials, it's very hard to really shoot for the right stats here. It's all RNG, and it's gonna take you forever to get the right stats or right potentials that you're gonna need unless you're actually spending on the game. So if ever, you're still gonna want the same stats that you have on with your heraldries. For the skill worded buffs, you're gonna want Half Moon Slash, action speed decreased by 50%. That's gonna be amazing. Great Wave damage increased by 20%. So there are a lot of really powerful buffs here in potentials. But like I said, this is all random. It's all RNG, and you'd be extremely lucky to get these kinds of stats. I think that's pretty much it for our skills and our stats and our whole build. I'm currently running this whole Wing Gundam Zero look here. Gundam Wing is definitely one of my favorite Gundam series ever. The sword that we have here gives us that whole Wing Zero look. The wings and the feathers give us that whole Wing Zero Endless Waltz vibe. We can't perform, Japorm. Now with everything that we've just talked about, let's pop into a quick Cerberus run just to see how our build performs.
Never let you go. That's why I did them all for a chance at least to live in your way. Love of you is my most cherished thing. So stay alive with me. Never let you go. That's why I did them all for a chance at least to live in your way. Love of you is my most cherished thing. So stay alive with me.
So as we can see here, our highest source of damage is definitely coming from our ultimate skill, the Great Wave, being almost half of our total damage at 47%. And as I've mentioned in our previous video, one of our most damaging skills is also going to be the Moonlight Splitter, right now at 11% of our total damage, followed by the Crescent Cleave, also one of my favorite skills here in the game, at 10% of our total damage. And of course, also one of our very powerful skills, the Half Moon Slash, at 8% of our total damage. So these four are definitely going to be our top damage skills. Usually Crescent Cleave and Half Moon Slash, they're pretty much interchangeable. Sometimes Half Moon Slash is number 3, sometimes Crescent Cleave is number 4. But definitely these four skills right here, Great Wave, Moonlight Splitter, Crescent Cleave, and Half Moon Slash, are our main damage skills. And also, as I've mentioned in our previous video, Cyclone Slash deals no damage. It's just doing 1% of our total damage output. If you made it this far and you've enjoyed the content, consider liking and subscribing. If you're new to Dragoness, I also have a beginner's guide video here on our channel, and also our initial Magic Swordmaster guide, which pretty much covers the whole fundamentals and the basics of this build. So turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on our new videos. Hope to see you all on the next one.